All right, I'm here with Roselia Valentine and Yayah the artist. We're here to talk about drag couples. The first question is, how did you guys meet?
Grinder? No, I'm just kidding. Tinder? No, I'm still kidding. Christian Mingle? Okay, that's higher. No.
Plenty of it.
No, we actually met because it wasn't an app, thank God. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but this is actually my first relationship, so the fact that it happened outside of like gay dating apps is really cool. It was because we had mutual friends in the theater that I was in at the time, and so since they were in the show with me, camp came out, and I saw who he was, and I was like, I want to get to know him a bit more, and 4 years later, here we are.
We actually did though. We were both on Tinder at the time, and I actually swiped left on him.
And I swiped right. I was a little heartbroken.
So we
when
didn't match.
I swiped right. I was like, all right, let's see the match.
But
And
you
it
should have
happened.
seen his profile photo on Tinder. It was he used to do that thing in all your photos where you were like.
The thing I do now in drag.
So I couldn't take it.
But yes. So long story short, we
Mutual
met through
friends.
mutual friends.
Okay. And were you already doing drag at the time, Rosie?
I was doing drag. So I was still a full-time student, part-time worker at Chipotle, worst job ever. But I was doing drag as much as I could, which was not much at the time. It would be like one show every couple months or so. Very sparse. And then once me and Yayah started dating, luckily that's when more gigs started like happening for me. And then by extension, more gigs started happening for Yayah. So.
And Yayah, were you doing drag at the time?
No. I really didn't even know much about drag. I had just recently come out of the closet, so I wasn't really well acclimated into gay life at all. So meeting him was kind of like my whole segue into the gay world and the world of drag. So once I had started seeing him kind of do drag and stuff, I was like, oh, this is really cool. Because everyone knows what drag is, but until you're really embedded in it, you don't understand that it's not just men dressing as women. It's talented people of all walks of life, coming together into this giant collective art form, doing, dancing, singing, acting, sewing, hair, costume. It was just this all-encompassing art form. So he kind of showed me, and gave me this big respect for something that I didn't really know about yet.
Basically, he just wanted to take my gigs. He did.
Did you think it was weird when he first saw you as a drag queen?
I don't know if I thought it was weird. I probably thought it was weirder when I first saw him, because he would paint a face but not get in drag, and we would go out, and that was always a little weird for me just because I always look kind of frumpy. I'm just in sweaters, and then he had full face with a fur coat on, and we would go pick up food. So that was weirder for me than when he was in full drag. I was like, oh, how cool, but the half drag thing was weird in the beginning, and not even because it made me uncomfortable. It was just going out in public and I looked like this, and he was it was a trip.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. It was this kind of right now, but
just take the wig off. Literally everything else, but just take the wig
and
off.
then we're waiting in line at Panera. What's that?
Different times. That was before I was getting regular bookings. So I was trying to practice my makeup every chance I could. Now I'm just if I don't have drag, I close the drag room door. I don't even want to look at a stitch of makeup. I'm nope. Don't want to think about it. But yeah.
And Yayah, when you started doing drag, did you try to emulate Roselia, or did you do your own thing?
No. When I started drag, I had already been really infatuated with 60s fashion archives. That was when Tumblr was really big, so I followed a lot of really aesthetic blogs and a lot of Twiggy and just model. What's that one bitch's name? Penelope something that I was really into.
Oh, just Penelope? She
No.
There was another 60s
model.
got a big ass.
Penelope's something that I was really into, and Twiggy, and I, was into all this like 60s fashion and just stuff like that. So my first, instinct was to kind of emulate that kind of stuff. So I had already had like a pool of references when I started drag of stuff that I was really into. So that's kind of what I was going for.
And have your inspirations changed over time?
No. I still think I pull a lot from like 60s and 70s, like film. One of the first movies I ever watched was with my dad, was like Some Like It Hot, and that's always been like just a lot of like period, decade stuff has always been really inspirational.
How about you, Roselia?
I feel like my pool of references have always been sort of the same since I've started drag. It's always been kind of like vintage cabaret movies or video games or 90s teen movies. And it's always just been kind of like the challenge has always been like, how can I like do something that I haven't done with these same references? Because there's so much, and like with drag, it's everyone says it, but it's so true. Like the limits are infinite because you can always do hair in a different way. You can always make something from scratch. It's crazy what you can do with your references, like just executing it and making it come to life from like nothing is always so cool. So I always like maybe tweak my references, maybe something recent pop culture that's like able to be included, that'll get thrown in there, but for the core of it, it's always been the same. Vintage cabaret movies, video games, stuff from the 90s. As you can see, like in this garb right now, very just kind of like, this is giving me like PlayStation 1 vibe, like when the graphics were so bad, and like this is like literally like just pixels for a costume.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Roselia, what's your favorite part of Yayah's drag?
My favorite part of Yayah's drag is that it really does go against the grain. I remember when we first started, I would tell Yayah, oh, you have to do it like this, or you have to do it like this. And I was like, no, I don't. I'm going to do it like this. And I always thought like, well, okay, well then sing. But she does it in a way that she's like...
Rude!
It's so authentically Yayah that like, you have to like know the rules to break the rules, and Yayah's like, fuck the rules. I'm just going to throw that out the window and do it. And I think that's just the most compelling part about Yayah as an artist.
And how about you?
Question.
Yeah.
I would say like how true you are to yourself. Because I'm always, I'm not, I don't think I'm bossy, but I always have like an opinion. And he's always just like, well, I don't give a fuck about your opinion. And I think we're both like that, like I don't give a shit what he says and he doesn't give a shit what I say. So I think just like he's always stayed really true to his references, and he's got so many references to like film and literature and theater, and it's 90% of the time just stuff over my head. And so I think that's what I like about his drag, is like it's just there, it comes from everything, all the references, all the all of that.
What's it like that you're cohabitating now? Is it easier? Is it... I mean, it's always challenging to start living with somebody, but...
Well, the thing is, like, we're not just, like, moving out together as boyfriends for the first time. We're also, like, both doing drag, and so we were very fortunate enough to get, like, a 2-bedroom apartment. We made the master room the drag room, because we had so much stuff. And it does, at first, it was really, like, learning the rhythm of each other, and then learning the rhythm of having a drag show every other day, every other weekend, and, like, things just being littered around the house, but...
I love it. Because, I went from living in my parents' attic, so it was like my bed room was my drag room, and, same with him, we shared a room, and it was like living with another drag queen. Like, if I just had roommates, they would be like, what the fuck? But, like, living with someone who does the exact same thing you do makes it a lot easier to, like, understand each other, and it's nice to have that room designated for drag now, because if it's like, I don't want to think about it, you just shut the door, and now we have, like, a living room and an actual bedroom, and, places to go that aren't drag-centric, so it's nice.
And I would have to say it's also nice, like, having Yayah's wardrobe to my disposal now that we live together. So if I have a show that I didn't plan for very well, I just go to her side of the room. I'm like, all right, what you got? I'll pick something out. I'm like, all right, this is mine for the night. So it's been very helpful. And also very nice having a living space away from family and sharing with the love of my life and another drag queen. So everything's just like on the same page. And I feel
And that is nice, being able to like share shit. I remember when we first moved out, it was like, this is my side of the room, this is your side of the room, these are my wigs, these are my costumes, and now it's just like, I don't care. I'm gonna wear his shit, he's gonna wear my shit, and yeah, it is what it is. We just share.
Is there anything about dating another drag queen that people might not think about that makes it fun or challenging?
I think what people might not realize it is like, even if only one of us is doing a show, we're both still working on it because maybe the other one has to like work the day of and needs to get other things that they don't have enough time for. So Yayah might have a show but is at work and needs me to do something, or vice versa. So it's really nice having that extra support almost 24/7, just to like.
Because if it's like, I have a show and he doesn't, he can assist, and then vice versa. But if we both have shows, then it's like.
But then at the very least we get a carpool, because before we moved out, sometimes it'd be like, okay, drive to like where I live, and then from here we'll drive there, and then we'll drive back, and then we'll drive to work.
Yeah.
At least now we just get in one car, we just go, we come back, end of the night.
And we can drink now, because there's always a DD.
Well, I can drink regardless. She can't hold her liquor at all.
Is one of you more organized than the other?
By far.
Barely.
Nope.
No.
You're gonna come. We're gonna do MTV Cribs now. We're gonna come into our home.
No.
And you're gonna see. And you're gonna see.
You organize more frequently. I will like binge organize every few months. So when I do organize, it's way more organized.
More frequently. That yes, I clean up after myself. Is what Yayah so poorly failed to express, is that I clean up after myself.
I do too.
Just not right away.
Right. But when I do, it's better.
She just finished a show not too long ago, maybe a week ago. Left her drag bag in the living room. I was like, I'm not gonna move it. I'm just gonna leave it there and see how long it takes before she just picks it up and puts it to the designated drag room. No, it's not there anymore. Because I was like, you know what? After a week, I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna move it. It was just right there in the middle of the living room. I'm like, don't move it
But
tonight.
for the longest time, I thought it was your bag. We have like the same bag. We have the same luggage. So I did think it was yours.
No fighting because of me. All right, do you have anything to plug?
To plug?
Uh-huh.
I have an album
Wigs.
and an EP on it, so, you know.
Yeah, I got the album, the EP on iTunes. That's all it is.
You do wigs.
Huh?
You do wigs.
You wigs?
You style wigs.
Oh, I do wigs. Not right now. I don't want to style no hair for people. It's exhausting.
You're both starting to do your own, make costumes, right?
Yes. We're not taking commissions. We're barely learning how to put a zipper on a garment. But what I have to plug is every Thursday for Drag Race UK, you can go to the Depot where I will be hosting with Helen Heels. We'll be switching on and off. And I'm not sure when this will be airing, but what's today's date? The 10th? The 12th? If this is online by before October 20th, come out to Punchline for the Spooky Brunch show. That's what I'll plug. Otherwise, you can catch us at Sidetracks and Badlands, and we post those flyers frequently. So.
And all over my YouTube channel.
And all over, yes, Becca Be a Dragon, all over Rebecca Cave on YouTube, Becca Be a Drag 1 on Twitter.
Do you have anything to plug?
Yes.
You guys, that's what I do.
We're plugged. We're plugged.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
I was like going through